Hello and welcome to the Cluster API provider for AWS Community Office Hours. Um, Today is, sorry, did I already say it's April 14th, 2025. Um, this meeting abides by the CNCF Code of Conduct, and I'll also ask that participants use the raise hand feature. And yeah, it's looks like the agenda is kind of light at the moment. So I guess I'll open the floor if someone has something they can go ahead and raise their hand. Yeah, Richard.
Yeah, there's a couple of things that I had action items on. It's just more of to say I haven't done them. So there was a discussion around fully automating the AMI building, so getting all the various parameters. I haven't done that yet, but I will get to it. And the other thing I have on my list to do is the release cadence documents. I think we discussed a few back. I will do that as well. I guess I've been trying to focus on helping some people with their PRs just more recently, just trying to get that number down. So that's sort of where I've been putting my effort, limited effort, sorry, I should say as well. But I will get back to those two things.
Okay, great. Thanks. Okay. Um, I see Mohammed's dropping some proposals in as well. Let me take a look at these. I believe these are for Rosa. Okay.
Yes, hi. So yeah, there are two proposals. The team here is write them one for the Rosa IAM rules,
Okay.
how to let the end user be able to create the AWS IAM rules for Rosa through Kappa, like a descriptive way. The other one is for networking. This one is being proposed by Milan. So, so similar to the EKS, the end user need to have your own VPC to attach the Rosa cluster to it. But in this proposal, we propose a new custom resource, not to be in the same as the Rosa control plan, have another custom resource that create the VPC.
Okay.
So yeah, that's the two proposal. If you guys can take a look, if anyone like have advice or thoughts and better way to do this, yeah, would be appreciated.
Okay, great. Yeah. I will add these to my queue. Um, I know for overall review bandwidth, that's going to be low for me this week. We have a release coming up here internally that will need some attention, I think. But I will try to get to these two this week at least. I don't know about the rest of the review queue, however.
That's okay, no rush. Like the team is barely trying to do like initial draft implementation, so that's okay. So it's just one thing that we may need to ask is, so these two new controllers with two new custom resource will be remain under the same rows feature gate. This is what we prefer. Do we should create another feature gate or like better to keep them all under Rosa feature gate? Is that okay?
I think that's okay as long as they're not being used by anything else. I believe that should be fine. I'll have to look at the proposal in more detail to know for sure, but that's my initial thought.
Yeah, it's all Rosa. Like there is no way someone can use this in another way. So
Yeah,
it's
okay.
all Rosa, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I could see classifying this under the Rosa controllers and FeatureGate.
Yeah, okay then. Yeah. Thanks.
Cool. Yeah. So, folks, if you have review capacity this week, please take a look at those and give feedback. Like I said, for myself, and I suspect other Red Hatters review capacity is a little limited this week, um, as well as with a Easter holiday coming up. I know a lot of Europe will have some time off. Okay, and then Richard, you are picking up the replacement for Cloud Foundry, or I'm sorry, Cloud Foundation. Um, this is something that's been lingering for a while. I know we had somebody doing this for Google Summer of Code. Um,
That's it. Yeah, yeah. I just feel like it's probably need to get it in. They've got a similar, I guess, one from the mentorship in CapG as well. I guess that they've sort of stalled since the mentorship has finished, and the discipline of reviewers and the mentors having the time every week to look at it. So yeah, I want to pick this up as well because this does cause a lot of problems. So I'll talk with Arthur and see if he can maybe if he wants to start meetings up again just to try and get it over the line. Because this does cause us a lot of pain. So yeah, I'm definitely going to pick one of these things up as well.
okay,
This one for sure.
cool. Awesome. Yeah, that would be nice to completely remove CloudFormation where we can. Um, yeah, I know I've looked at this in the past, but yeah, it's stalled out. It hasn't been an urgent priority. Um, but yeah, awesome. That would be really good. And I think that might also help some with our CI, maybe, hopefully. Um, but I
Yeah,
know
that's a
that's
good
not
point.
I don't know, I know that's not the explicit goal, but um that set I was looking at the CI flakiness over the weekend, t and when I got in today, and there do seem to be failures on the cloud formation stuff every so often on all branches.
Yeah, it's pain, isn't it? Um, we
Yeah.
should um, we should also. I keep meaning to keep a note of the accounts as well where this fails, just to see if there's any correlation between the failures and the account, the AWS account that Boscos hands to us. Because some in the past we've had some accounts that have got into some weird state, and AWS janitor is not doing its thing, and it just becomes a bad account. So we've had to get some of the infra people to go in there and manually clean stuff up. So yeah, it'd be good to. I hope we could share maybe on here or something. Just list the accounts when if we see any ones that fail.
Okay.
Flakes, that is.
Okay. Yeah, I can try to keep an eye out on that. Um, I haven't been looking super closely at the CI, but I did see there were some failures over the weekend, and there's been passing since. So whether that was an account issue or um, just resource availability, it depends. Mohammed, I think you had your hands up. Did you get what you needed?
Well, yeah, it was just a mistake. I'm sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah, no worries. Okay, there's not a whole lot else on the agenda here. Um, anybody have anything last minute that they would like to throw out there?
Yeah, just one quick thing from me. I was looking at bumping Kappa to Cappy 110 um, Beta 0 initially. Then Beta 1 came out, and now I think RC 0 came out as well. And one thing that I found is that the webhook, um, there has been some changes in Cappy, and more specifically in controller runtime that changed what is exposed, like utility-wise, for registering webhooks. And it sounds like Cappy moved away from a utility that was allowing them to set up the webhook configuration for tests, whereas in Kappa we still use it. And so for us to be able to bump to the new Cappy which pulls in, controller runtime with the removed utility, which has been deprecated. We need to actually, refactor our webhook registration to use that new approach. And the new approach is to use lower level webhook primitives. And so, yeah, there is a bit of refactoring involved there. There is prior art on the CAPI side on how to do this. And I think also CapV did it, or GCP. No, not GCP. I don't remember. I think another provider did it already. So it shouldn't be too hard. I had a quick go, but yeah, it was spawning a bit out of control. And so I backed away from doing it in the bump PR. I think it would be best served to be done before as a prefactor, so then we can do that outside of the bump, so we don't pollute that PR too much. Thanks, Nolan, for creating the issue. I just wanted to, make people aware that this is a blocker for us doing the bump. And it looks like Richard has hand up.
Yeah, I was going to say two things. We've bumped controller runtime version in our internal cluster API providers. So I guess if you need a hand, I'm more than happy to help out with that. But I guess the second part of that was it would be good to also, I guess, do some of the structural changes to the repo to be more in line with how if you're building a provider now and using KubeBuilder now and like moving the webhooks out of the API folder into the internal webhooks and all of those other things that come along very similar and so good to do all of that at the same time.
Yeah, it would be amazing actually to have the webhooks away from the APIs, because that would break dependencies on some of the utils that the API package needs to pull in if you have the webhooks within, which, yeah, is helpful in various situations. I think Core Copy had this issue as well, and it got fixed a while ago. Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
That's why I remembered, because I know Joe was working on it.
Yeah, this does kick them out of the API packages, it looks like.
Yeah. It would be nice if we were to be able to do the same for Kappa. I'm not sure if that would require an API bump or something.
Yeah, I think so. I think we could get away with that.
Because it's a Go level thing, right? Not
Yeah.
It's not the Cube API. So yeah, it's a different, there's different levels of API, and I don't know what Cube conventions say about the Go API. Not as familiar with that.
Yeah. We've had lots of discussions in the past about potentially moving everything to internal, because actually when we discussed this previously, we say the only thing we guarantee is the Cube API, and the difference to that, all exported Go types and packages, we don't provide any guarantees over. That was always been the stance, I guess, historically in Kappa. But we could become a lot more strict about it and move stuff to internal, if we want to.
Yeah, I guess we could couple it with a new Kappa release and do it. Because yeah, if it's a Go level package API change and we are doing it in a minor version on itself, I don't see it as a big problem. It's not like Cube APIs where reliance on V1, beta 1, for example, is like widespread. In Go, you have like Go modern pinning, so it's not that terrible.
Yeah, it looks like somebody's already tried to tackle this too.
Yeah, we also did it for GCP, which is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
GCP, it's easier because we don't have reliance on those webhook utilities. But yeah, for this one, we need to be a bit more thorough, I guess.
Um, since I haven't actively looked at this, I suspect it's something we want to do before the 110. Like, we don't want to package this with the Cappy bump, I think. I see here, Richard, that for this particular change, they were doing that because they were doing 132 client libraries at the same time. I'm wondering if it wouldn't be better to update the webhook, like remove those deprecated things, and then after that's done, do the dependency bumps, just so it makes the code a little, or the scope a little smaller for each one.
Yeah, sounds good.
Yeah, +1 on that.
Okay. I can leave a comment here too. I don't know if this person was at KubeCon or not. That could,
I think they were, yes.
oh, they were. Okay. Okay. Yeah, cool. Thank you for taking a look at that. Also, Damiano, I think I created this because the last cluster API community call they had mentioned that this was coming.
Mhm.
So that's where this came from. And also, I've been trying to use these parent issues for things. Um, so I put that as part of the cap, as a component of the Cappy bump. Um, actually, okay, is that everything for that topic? Because I do have one more thing I can throw in here. Yeah, go ahead, Richard.
Yeah, I have something else to throw in as well. I haven't had time to write it yet. So actually, during KubeCon, we had the maintainer summit and we had the Cappy meeting there. One of the things that was discussed was I know this has come up a lot in the last few months in the Cappy meeting, is the future of machine pools. The core Cappy maintainers don't really have time to sort of be looking after machine pools, so they're not progressing, they're not getting new features, they're not getting the bug fixes, and their quality of the machine pool code they feel is not on a par with the rest of Cappy. So there is considerations of leaving that experimental. It's been experimental for I don't know how many years, 4 years, something like that. So they're basically looking for people to, I guess, consumers and machine pools to take over the maintainership of machine pools in core Cappy. So that basically means really people from the providers who use it. So Azure, AWS, and CapG. So I've got a few people that are willing, not me personally, but there's a few people that I've started chatting to that are willing to try and help maintain machine pools. But I guess if anyone else is willing, um, it would be good to get you included and we can kick it off.
Okay,
Yeah, I'll leave that.
cool. Okay, yeah, I know that's been a topic of discussion quite often is what exactly to do with this. So yeah, definitely. If you're interested in the machine pools features, definitely get in touch with Fabrizio and Stefan, and maybe come to the Cappy community office hours on Wednesday, and express your interest in helping. Um, I know those have been kind of languishing with the original owners moving on. So, and I know um, our managed offerings rely on it. So it would be good to see someone carry that forward. Okay. Um, one more thing I wanted to go to. I realized that we have this AWS SDK refactor that we'll need to take a look at. The current version, I believe, is going out of support in July. And I did take this PR and I tried to break it up on a per package basis. Um, so we can like tackle these things separately. I did add, there's the session and endpoint handling. I know we talked about needed to be updated. And once we had the approach there, we could apply that to everything. So I added, where was it? Yeah, I attached those two issues to this PR, but we'll need to take a look at this and see if we can pull these in maybe one at a time. I put it as a 2.9 thing, but I suspect um, we'll have to go past 2.9 just because of previous commitments. So throwing that out there, once we get this first one in, I think it should be relatively straightforward for people to grab the others and kind of copy the patterns. So yeah, it's a mechanical thing. Be a good place to jump in. Okay, I don't have anything else. Give one more pause if anyone has anything. All right, then we can take now a half hour back. Have a good day, everyone.
Thanks, Lily.
Thanks for running in. Nolan. Bye.
Yep. Bye.